Before you watch this, if you're not into like photography or editing or anything, then you don't need to click on this video. Like this probably won't interest you. Just watch like one of my vlogs or something. Yo, what's up? It's Michael. This has to be like my most requested video ever. Like you see it, like every comment on all my videos is like, make an editing video. On my pictures, people leave comments there like, oh, show me how you edit your pictures. For a while I didn't want to because like I didn't think like a lot of people would want to see it, but I mean apparently everyone wants to know like the way that I do it. I'm gonna go over some like basic shit that I do. This is for the people who like want to know how I edit and shit. I'm gonna try and like give you like 5 tips on like how to be a better editor, and I hope you learn something from this video because that's the whole point really. See you guys later. This is the before and after of this picture, like before I get into anything. Like this is the final edit that I made, and this is like what it looked like straight off my camera. So this is Adobe Lightroom, which is what I use to edit. Like this is like what I recommend to anybody who like wants to know like what program they should use. It's like really good. You can like change up everything down here. It's really good for like any kind of photography, like regardless of like what the picture looks like. Before I give you some tips, I'm just gonna run through like what my basic settings are for this photo. I made the exposure brighter. I made the contrast higher, like highlights. Oh, always put highlights like all the way down. That's just what I do. Like I prefer it that way. The shadows are like kind of low because I kind of want it to be dark. See, like he would be way brighter if he's really red, by the way. Look at that. Like I don't think many people notice that, but he's like hella red. But like shadows are like super not bright in this photo because I wanted the mood to be kind of darker and shit. Whites are like halfway up. That's just what I usually do. Blacks are really far down because like it needs to be darker. Like just for this photo specifically, like I really, what the fuck? I really wanted it to be darker, so I made it like way more gloomy than like it originally was. Clarity is like, I would usually put clarity higher, but for this picture, like if I did that, I don't know, it just doesn't look as good to me, so I'm gonna put it back down. Vibrance, I usually put the vibrance a little lower, but you know, it's good right there. Saturation up, that's what I like to do. Tone curve is like this fucking line here. If you don't move this line at all, it looks like that. And like I usually like to put it up a little bit, so it looks like it gives it a little more like fade and shit, you know. Like I prefer that in most of my pictures, like not just this one. And then I just like fucked with the colors a little bit, changed up the hues and stuff. You can pause it if you like want to know what it is. Like saturation, I also fucked with some of the colors, you know, and luminance and you know that shit. I don't usually do anything with like highlights and shadows over here, just because like I don't know, it's just not really what I like doing. Sharpening I don't fuck with. I don't usually fuck with luminance either. Like none of this shit, except like when my picture's crooked, I rotate it. And then like I constrain crop, like if it's crooked, but it's not. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Vignetting, I don't do anything on this one, but I do sometimes use this one. This one gives you like that like dark background, which like can look cool. Like for this photo, it actually looks like kind of cool if I just did it like this, but I prefer it like a little lighter. That's why I like kept it on like -8. Usually it's like at 0, and then like you would just like adjust it like that. And then grain, I don't do. Dehaze, like I sometimes like go like that and make it even more moody than usual, but not for this one. I don't really like it. And then like I recently started getting into this shit more, where you know you change up the shadows and like primaries and everything like this. So like this changes like the tones of everything. Like you could fuck with that if you want. This is just for this photo. Like I preferred it like this, you know, this just changes all the colors and everything. And then shadows, like, you know, changes the shadows, obviously. In this photo, like, this photo took me like a few hours to edit just because, like, I'm kind of a perfectionist and I wanted everything to be perfect with it. So the first tip I can give you is fucking learn the brush. This is the brush, okay? And I'm gonna delete all these brushes and I'm gonna show you what it looks like with no brushes on. Because what brushes do is they make it so that you can edit like a certain part of the photo and it won't like affect the rest of the photo. So like let me just show you what it looks like when I delete all the brushes. Okay, so I just deleted all of them and this is what the photo looks like. Like, I use brushes all the time in all my photos. That's how I get like different shades of colors in the sky, or like different edits on the ground or something. Like I've loved using brushes. Like you can fuck with all of this stuff in only like a certain part of the photo, which I really dig. Like, so I'm gonna undo those, deleting all of these, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So I used a brush on this part, I used a brush on him and also on his head, and then I used it on the city to make it brighter, and then I used a big one on the sky to make it way less bright. So this one especially, like, I just lowered the exposure a little bit, and see what happens when I leave it at 0. But I turned it down, and then it just makes the photo way darker, which I really like. It just shows like the difference that you can have. Like, you can make it bigger, you know, you can make it smaller. If you wanted to edit like this and make it a little brighter, you could like draw the brush on and then like raise the exposure or the shadows. Actually, that's too bright. And then you could just make that brighter if you wanted to. So like that's like the main thing I use when editing, so that like nothing else gets affected when I use it. When I do temperature, I usually put it up and make my photos warmer. Like, that's what I prefer, but this one, it just didn't really work, so like I left it on like a lower temperature. And then tint, it just depends on the photo again. Like this one was good like straight in the middle, but like sometimes I'll make purple higher or green lower, or you know. My second tip is when you're editing, and if you really like one of your edits, make like a preset for it. Like, I have all these presets that I've made. They're just named after the place or the photo that I edited to make them. Like, I think this one would look good for this photo. Everything's like super dark, and there's like the sunrise in the background here, which is cool. And it shows the preview in this part, so that's like really easy if you want to like just see which preset works best. Like, these are all my presets personally. I'm gonna try and find another one that would look good. I think this one also looks good, where he's like also kind of dark but visible, and then the sunrise is still back here. It all just depends on like what you like the most. I like, when I'm lazy, I'll just like throw one of these on and then fuck with the settings a little bit, you know. For this photo, I really enjoy the dark edit. Like, this is obviously kind of a combination of both. So what I do, ooh, this one is really nice. So I'll usually like take one of my presets and then just throw it on a photo, because I have a lot saved, and then I'll just like fuck with some of these settings on the right side. And then like, so I could fuck with like clarity or something, or you know, like I'll fuck with some colors or do something like with it, you know. I'll just change up whatever, and like that's what I recommend. Also, if you don't know, like Lightroom shows like all your history, so like you could like just, if you liked how it looked before and then you fuck something up, you can just go back and change it, you know. Like, so if I liked, like, let's say how it looked over here more, I'll like go back to this edit, or I'll undo that and just go back to how it looks right now. So you just really have to learn Lightroom and like see what you like doing in there the most. Like, I don't really, in terms of like this stuff, I don't really use like graduated filters, or like I do spot removal when there's shit in the photo that I don't want. The brush is like the main thing that I would recommend. I'm just gonna show you guys the before and after one more time. This edit took me a little while. You can screenshot, you could maybe, like, if you want, you can take a picture of these settings I used on this photo, and then maybe like transfer that to yours or something. It's up to you. I might like start like selling my presets in the future. Just like in case you guys wanted to like see like some edits that I've done on your photos, like let me know if you would want that. I think that'd be a cool idea. But that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. I might make another editing tips in the future. I might also do like how I take a photo, like when I'm taking a photo, like how I set up my picture and everything. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope like the screen recording is good, because I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, this is the first time using this like fucking QuickTime Player shit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of this, and that's been it. Later.